Hello everyone. I was gonna make my usual video of watching some kingdoms fight on season 4, make edit with music, when I encountered this absolute giga chat of a player, and I thought let's make a video about why I think we need more people like him on Call of Dragons, especially on the older servers where honestly if you look at them fighting it's like 80 to 90% full mage or archer players, and at the end it's like you have a game with way more in-depth strategy, you have way more like you have different ground elevations, it's way more in-depth than for example Rise of Kingdoms or Age of Empires Mobile. But it seems at the end if you look at the older kingdoms it all ends up in a two massive balls of mages and archers killing each other. I think we're starting to see a shift in that in the game. As you know, I am on a newer kingdom. I'm on server 611, and I already see like yes, there's quite a lot of mages, but for example, I'm going 5 full marches of cavalry. I know a few other people are going with cavalry too. I know a few others that are going with infantry. So that magic rule of thumb that go mages, which by the way, in fact, is true. That they are easier to play. They probably, if you're playing from a phone, is the most optimal thing to do. But then again, like I think it created a PvP style that it doesn't really fully let the game shine in the PvP aspect. Even though at this point, I think for me, Call of Dragons is the best PvP of any city builder out there, and it literally competes with some actual strategy games. Now, why did they want to make a video about this guy? Well, this Giga Chat, maybe you already figure out, he's going full infantry in the game, which is something super rare. Like, going full infantry is less, like, it's more rare than going full cavalry or full any other march troop type. And look, if I can say something about this guy, is that he's clearly a team player, okay? He's T5, 85 mil power, he has a negative kill to death ratio, we could say, because that's infantry. Like, you're gonna see after all the talk some footage of him fighting. You're gonna see that he's literally tanking 20-30 people by himself. And every time this dude shows up with his 3-4 marches of infantry, you can literally see the shift of momentum in the battlefield going towards his team. Like, you will see they're maybe fighting in the middle, no one's winning, or they are pushed towards their territory. Suddenly this dude shows up, starts using his infantry on the front line, and you can see all the enemies retreat. Why? Because due to so many mages and so many range units, and literally infantry being the least unit played, there's no front line. Like, the front line should be infantry, but there's no infantry, so the front line becomes the range units. The moment some melee units show up on the field and they push, like if you're on a mage and you're getting targeted, you're gonna run backwards. And if you're fighting like melee range, infantry is gonna annihilate you. Because that makes sense, and that's how the game should be. So in the footage that I'm gonna add to this video, you're gonna be able to see what I mean by infantry. And one march of infantry is not enough. 2 probably is not enough. 3, 4, it's starting to make a difference on the battlefield. When we're talking about like 30 versus 30 marches, which I think it's what there was on the footage. So you're gonna see how this dude, even though he's not getting a lot of merits, is literally the MVP of the of that fight in concrete. I wanted to shoot him few questions. I knew he was Asian, not sure where those letters are from, so I knew probably there was gonna be a bit of an issue with translation, but he's nice enough to answer me even when he's fighting. So I'm gonna read I'm gonna read my questions that I made for him. Only 2, I didn't want to bother him much. Then I'm gonna read his answers, and I already read them myself. I gotta say, due to the translator, probably I'm missing a bit of the message that he's trying to give us. But yeah, look. So I went, hello, I'm a small content creator for Call of Dragons, was watching your kingdom fighting, and I was impressed by your infantry. Was wondering if you were able to answer these questions for a video. 1. Why you choose to main infantry, and 2. How you feel infantry is currently in the game. I can see you don't get a lot of merits from it, but that you have a lot of impact in the battlefield, what I already said. Then he follows with, if it's a 1 versus 1 battle between infantry and infantry, they basically win. Now I think probably there's a bit of translation issue here, probably, because I don't really know what he's referring between infantry versus infantry in a 1 versus 1 and why they will basically win. I think what he means is infantry versus any other troop type, infantry wins. I think that's what he's referring to. Then he goes, so this is by how he feels currently the infantry is in the game. So he's basically saying infantry is strong and he chooses it because you can beat any other march in 1 versus 1. But in team battles, more infantry will play a role in restraining the opponent. So he's already explained that his role is not as much as that to be a DPS, but to be as a utility player. Why? Blocking the pathing of the enemy, making the enemy push backwards on the battlefield. There are always people who sacrifice for victory on the battlefield, and the lack of achievement is something that can be improved. So pretty much here he's saying, look, I play infantry, I know I'm not gonna perform like crazy good, but it's a sacrifice he's willing to make for his team, which I think that's super cool. Like, he could have gone with the mage route, you know, get merits, get DPS. He, like, honestly, mages, archers, cavalry are merit printers. It's just infantry that doesn't print more, but you decided to be the team player. And yeah, in the footage that I'm gonna show soon, like in a few seconds, you're gonna be able to see the impact he has. Last thing I wanna say, I'm glad to see that in newer servers people are moving away from the you gotta play mage, okay, because that gives more, like, it increases the dynamics of the game. And I really believe that old servers might have a problem when all those new servers come in. Because look, you can have a lot of mages, but if you're facing infantry, cavalry, like in a balanced manner, they're just gonna run at you. You're not gonna have any frontline. They're gonna smack the shit out of you. Because mages are easier to play and they are good and they deal AoE damage. But the issue is whenever you don't have a frontline to protect your mages, they become the front line, and then they are gonna get run over, especially by cavalry. So with that out of the way, let's shoot the video in.
Marching to war, grim and dark like the sound of the boots on the floor. Made me think this is all for nothing. Am I to die with my brothers and sisters? Warriors cry, I won't let you take me without a fight. Please don't let me go. I've given you all. There's no more to take. You can have my soul, but you'll never win. We'll never break. We'll never break. The shots of the guns and the bullets are flying. There's nowhere to run. I look to my left, there's a soldier dying. Am I to die with my brothers and sisters? Warriors cry, I won't let you take me without a fight. Please don't let me go. I've given you all. There's no more to take. You can have my soul, but you'll never win. We'll never break. We'll never break. Please don't let me go. I've given you all. There's no more but you'll never win. We'll never break. We'll never break. We'll never break. Marching to war, grim and dark like the sound of the boots on the floor. Made me think this is all for nothing. Am I to die with my brothers and sisters? Warriors cry, I won't let you take me without a fight.